Welcome to the Kaufman Library and Learning Center in Georgia Gwinnett College. The purpose of this presentation is to orient you to the library website, the products and the services that are available to you, and provide you with some helpful tips that will guide your academic journey at GGC's Kaufman Library. The library is located in Building L on campus. Our online presence can be found by searching the web for ggc.edu/library. Once you enter that into a web browser, the library website will populate. It is recommended to use the Google Chrome web browser. It just seems to sync up better with our website and our database products. So if you happen to be experiencing any type of glitch, it is recommended to use the Google Chrome browser. In addition to that, if you are ever using one of our databases and you experience an error message, please go in and erase the cookies and the history on your device. Once that cache is cleared, generally you will be into all of the database products that are available to you. In addition to that, one other thing that may help that experience if you still continue to experience a glitch is to go in and close all GGC web browsers and log out and then log back in. Usually that will correct the issue. As we start looking at the Kaufman Library website and we scroll down the page, there's different things I do want to point out to you. So as we scroll down on the right hand side, you'll notice this little chat box. This is our library live chat. When this is activated in green, there is a librarian online that is available to assist you. So keep that in mind if you have an immediate need on the fly, if you are looking for a particular resource, if you don't know how to cite something, if you're trying to set up a search, whatever that might be, please look and see if our online chat is activated and you can get assistance that way. That is a great way to get some immediate help that you may need. Also, on the left-hand side of the web page, you'll notice that we have the Kaufman Library hours listed. So you can go through here and see what the hours will be. This happens to be the hours that are available today for Building L. The hours can change throughout the semester, and this is the hours that is available today. In addition to that, we also have our online library help hours. So that is when the librarian is available online for assistance, and you can access our chat during that time. We also have a section for additional hours and holidays. So throughout the semester, there may be days where students do not have school. However, the library will still be open for availability if anyone wants to come in and use the services there. So always check our calendar and see what's going on at the library. Also, I want to show you all the different ways that you can get assistance from a GGC librarian. So you can go to this page, and this is our Ask a Librarian page. You can click here. Once you get to this page, let me explain some of the features that are available to you. We do have our Ask a Librarian form. This is an email form. So if you prefer to ask questions through the library via email, you can certainly do that. We answer these as they come in throughout the day. If it happens to be after hours, please go in and submit your question, and then that will get that information in the system, and then the next librarian that logs in will answer that question as soon as possible. In addition to that, we have different library facts and topics. So if it's a frequently asked question, we may have popped it in here, and you can go in and search this section and find answers that you're looking for. This one specifically is, what do I do if the databases won't work or an item won't download? So I can click here and I can go to this fact, and this is the information that I just shared with you at the beginning of this session about what to do if you have an issue and you can't access library resources. You can search use the Google Chrome browser, delete your history and cookies, or log out of all GGC accounts and log back in. So as we go back to the Ask a Librarian page, there's other features that are available to you as well. You are always welcome to come into the library, and a librarian will assist you. As you walk in the library, on the right hand side there is the information center where you can check items in and out, and then also there's a librarian generally sitting in that area. However, if you would like to schedule an appointment, you have the ability to do that as well. You would click on schedule online appointment. Once you get to this page, you can select your location. Would you like to come into the library and have that appointment, or an online meeting? So this is a way that you can get assistance that you need. If you wanted that online meeting, you could just scroll through. You could select, if you're a student, you can select just general student. If it's a certain subject area, you might want to go in and select that subject area, and then you can make an appointment with a librarian that's specifically assigned to that subject area. You would just click here, scroll through the form, find a date and a time that works for your schedule, click on that date and the time, and then continue through the form, and then add the information about your course and your assignment, and then you can schedule an appointment that way. So that is a great way to get assistance. You can do this throughout your academic career at GGC, so keep that in mind whether you're a student or a professor who needs assistance with research. So that is scheduling an appointment. We have the chat, which I did mention to you, so that chat feature will be found on all library web pages. And then there's just other links as you scroll through here, research guides and other things, and I'll go into that in more depth in a few minutes. So I'm going to close out of the Ask a Librarian page. Right now I'm just going to kind of start scrolling through the links and orient you to some of the things that are available to you at GGC. So under the space section, we have study rooms. So if you would like to make a study room reservation, you would click to this page. Once you get to this page, this is a research guide that gives you information on how to make a study room reservation. You can go in and look at all the study rooms that are available. We have them on all 3 floors of the library. So if I wanted to go in and look at today, for instance, I can look at all study rooms available today. We happen to have a lot of availability today because we are in between sessions. The semester has not started. But you can go in, and let's say I wanted to go on the 2nd floor, and maybe this room is available. I wanted to have a reservation starting at 11 a.m. So I would just click here, or 12, and then I could click I would like this till 2 p.m. You're allowed to make your reservation for a 3-hour period of time. Then I would just submit the times and enter my GGC Claw Mail email, and then it will send me a confirmation for that. So you see, this is the section where I'm reserving my room. So you can see in green it shows all the rooms that are available, in red would show where rooms have already been reserved for the day. So what I will tell you is that you can make these reservations up to 2 weeks in advance. So I do recommend that you do that, because as we start the semester and as we move along, these study rooms will get reserved. They are highly used at the library. So whether you need a space for individual use or group work, please go in and make that study room reservation 2 weeks in advance, so that you have the space that you need to work on your projects or your studying or what have you. So I'm going to close that window. I'm also going to go to the services section of the library website. So I've already showed you the Ask a Librarian page. We clicked on this tab, and I've already talked to you about the research appointments. One thing I do want to talk about next is interlibrary loans. So let's go to the interlibrary loan page. This is the ability to borrow things that are not available at GGC. If you ever come across a book or an article that you would like for your project, for your research, but GGC does not have it, we have different methods where we can borrow that. We have agreements with other libraries to share resources. So if it's a book, we would request it through this form. If it's an article, it would be requested through this form. So the books can take up to a week or more to get here, because they could be coming from across the state. So just keep that in mind when requesting a book. Articles are processed very quickly. They are generally electronic. It will be coming straight to your Claw Mail account, and often these will come within a few days. There's a very quick turnaround time for that. So keep that in mind if there is a resource that you would like to have that we don't have at GGC. Now, talking about interlibrary loan, we have some other things that are available as well. We have something called Gill Express. So this is the ability to borrow within the USG system. And so it's just a different way. So what we would do if we want an interlibrary loan, often we would check the Gill Express to see if that item might be available. And what happens, let's say if it's a book, for instance, it will be coming straight to the GGC Kaufman library, and that's where you will pick it up. Okay. Other things that are available to you at Kaufman Library is course reserves. So course reserves are something that your professor, your instructor has put on reserve at Kaufman Library. They could be books, book chapters, journal articles, DVDs, professor's notes, materials, sample quizzes, anything like that. So a professor, if they would like to submit an item for a classroom, will fill out the form, and they can work with their liaison librarian to do so. If you'd like to check and see what items are on course reserve, you can click here, or you can use our Gill Find catalog, and I will show you that in a few minutes. We also have something else that's available to students and professors at GGC, and this is called ARCH. This is the Atlanta Regional Council for Higher Education. So this is the ability to go and use libraries within our region. So what happens is this is the list of the other libraries that are available. So if there are resources available at another library that you would like to go and use those resources, you would come to Kaufman Library and we would fill out an ARCH card for you, whether you're a student or professor. So this is a great way to use other resources and also have access to those things. So if you would like more information, please contact your liaison librarian and we can tell you more information about that. So those are some of the different things that are available to you at Kaufman Library. Also, so we are back at the library webpage. We've talked about course reserves. We do have a research guide for printing. So if you are in the library and you need to print, this will show you how to print. It gives you the instructions on how to do that. If you are struggling with printing, please ask a library employee to assist you with that. Instructors and professors have their own printing in their specific areas to do that. So that's a little bit different. This is for faculty. So faculty may want to go in and request library instruction. So this is the ability to have a library instructor teach materials that are specific to your class and talk about credibility and appraising research and identifying information. So if that's something, instructors do this frequently, so we can come to your class. We have 2 library labs where we can do this instruction. We can teach this online. We can do this either synchronous or asynchronously. So that is how an instructor will request that. So as a student, you may be coming to the library for a library instructional session at some point. As we scroll down the page, we also have a section for faculty for library liaisons. So as we scroll down the page, depending on your subject area that you work in, you can look and see who your library liaison is, and you can link to their profile information. So this is one for one of our library liaisons. You can email that librarian directly, grab their email. So that is a way to get in touch with them, and sometimes this links to specific research guides for different subjects as well. So for faculty, we have a list of library quick links, so you can click here. These are all the things that are being covered in this session today, so you can go in and look at that. And then this is a flyer for faculty to go in and review that as well. Okay, so I'm going to close that. So the next section we're going to go to is resources. So there's a lot to be covered here. If you would like to go in and look and see which databases are available here at GGC, you can click here, and this will generate our list of A to Z databases. So currently we have 253 databases. This can fluctuate, so sometimes we are adding databases and different things, so you can go in and search those A to Z. I can type in the name of a database here and go directly to that database, such as the Wall Street Journal, and that will take me where it's hosted in ProQuest. Okay, so then I can take this search back, look at all my databases. We also have our databases listed by subject, so the liaison librarians have gone in and looked at specific databases and selected them. So for instance, if a student is needing chemistry resources or a professor is looking for the chemistry resources, oops, I don't know what just happened. Oh, I have to get rid of the Wall Street Journal. Sorry, I didn't clear that. So I have to clear that. Let me clear that search. And then I'm going to go in and look at the subject area of chemistry. And then here's all my best databases for chemistry. At the very top of that list will be our American Chemical Society journals. And then I can scroll through here and look at all the recommended resources for chemistry. So that's just one way you can go in and look at that. Also, we have our electronic journals. So if you are wondering which electronic journals GGC Library subscribes to, you can go in and search for this. So for instance, maybe we are looking for Time magazine. So I can go in and search for that, and it will generate what is available to me. So I have Time here, so I can choose whichever one I want. I'll just select this one. Here it is. And this will tell me where it's available. I have all these different databases that host this specific resource, and it will tell me what years that's available from. So this one goes back to 1923. So if I was doing some deep dive history research into Time using Time magazine, I might want to select this specific database. If I'm just looking for more current information, maybe I would want to go in and select this one that starts at 1990. So that's how you would go in and see what journals are available to us. Okay. The next thing I'm going to go over is Galileo. So you can reach Galileo through this link or through this search box here. So what Galileo is what is available to us through the Digital Library of Georgia. Galileo search is a federated search. It searches many of the resources available to you at GGC Library. However, it does not search all the databases, because we have some databases that we specifically subscribe to through GGC that may not be included. But let's go in and look at this. You will hear the word Galileo throughout the university system of Georgia. And one thing often that comes up, students and professors want to know what the Galileo password is. We do not have a Galileo password. We have our multi-factor authentication. So as long as you are logged into GGC, you are logged into all of our library resources. There should never be an instance where you're asked for a Galileo password. It does not exist any longer for us. So let's go in and search this. So we can go in. Often what I recommend is the advanced search. So I click here. The reason I like that is because it gives me different search boxes to put words in. So I'm going to kind of make a word equation for what I'm looking for. So let's just demonstrate a quick little search. This will give you some little tips on how to search for something. So let's go in and look for ChatGPT. Now you'll notice when I start typing in words that different words generate to give me suggestions, so I can go in and look at those. I do see that there are other sources other than ChatGPT, so these are some other AI sources, so I could certainly search that. Or if I want to look specifically just for ChatGPT, I can do that. This one is giving me a drop down for ChatGPT in education. So if my research topic was how does ChatGPT affect education, perhaps I want to include that. But not only do I want to look at education, maybe I want to look and see how it's going to affect college or higher education. So I can type that in. So when I start typing in higher education, I get a drop down for different terms that I might want to select. The reason I might want to select these is because I don't know how it may be phrased in my research articles or in my search. So this way, hopefully I will capture all the instances of how education may have been used for college or higher education or university. So I'm going to go in and just kind of search that and see what happens at this point. So my search generates, and you'll see that I have quite a few results here. I have all sorts of results listed. So what I can do is I can go in and modify or refine this search. So as I'm scrolling down, I'll notice that the publication date is already set from 2022 to 2024. This is something you might always want to look at. This is a very current topic, so everything is going to be current. If ChatGPT had come along 20 years ago, I would probably have a result list that's much larger. So often there are different parameters for searching. For current information, you might want to limit your search from anywhere from the last 2 to 5 years. The general rule for other subjects, you might want to go in and limit your search to the last 10 years. That still does provide a little bit more current information. It just depends on your timeline for your research. So I'm going to go in and maybe refine this a little bit. As I scroll along, you'll notice I have different types of results. I have news results, academic journals, magazines, trade publications, reports. So perhaps I'm doing a research project and my professor has said, hey, you need a scholarly peer-reviewed article. Okay, so what I can do, I have a limiter up here that says scholarly peer reviewed. So that way it's going to limit my results here. So you can just play with this and see what kind of limits that it will help you put on. So that does decrease my result list. And then as I scroll down and still look at the types, I still have a few magazines and reports and other things that are available. But generally you're going to find your scholarly peer reviewed source in an academic journal. So I'm going to limit that here. Okay, so we're just trying to get a better result list because I don't expect you to go through a result list of 1,400 articles or more. As we scroll down the page, there's other limiters. You can explore these. One that I often recommend is language. I recommend that you limit your search to languages that you are fluent in reading, writing, and understanding. So I can click on the show more and I can select the language or languages that I am fluent in. For me today, that's going to be English. So I'm going to click on English and update that so that everything I'm looking at is in the language that I am fluent in. And I'm just waiting on there, it updated. Okay, as I scroll down the page, there's other things that I can do as well. Maybe I want to limit this to geography. That gives me a very narrow result list. That is something certainly that you can do if you choose to do that. Right now I'm just going to search through my top results. I often recommend that you really pay attention to the first few pages of results if you have a large result list like this, because generally the top pages are going to have more relevant results than the bottom pages of your result list. So I can start searching through here and I'm getting all sorts of great information. You'll look at my subject terms. This one is talking about higher education. I can go through here. Here's one. Here's AI and higher education, and it talks about ChatGPT. So it definitely hits all the different words that I was looking for. So what I can do here is I can go in, I can immediately go in and access the article here if I want, but let's go in and click on this article title. What happens is I scroll through here and often it will give me an abstract or a summary synopsis of that article. So I can go in and read that, and that might give me a good indication of the contents of the article, and then I can determine if it's something that I would like to use. This is in the International Journal of Educational Technology and Higher Education. And so if I'm unaware of what type of publication, that is, I can do a web search on it and it will tell me if it's scholarly and peer reviewed and how they do their process. So one thing I recommend to anyone that's doing a search, once you have decided that it's an article that you want to use, even if you download or print that article, I recommend that you email it to yourself. So I would go over here to the right hand side, click on email, put my GGC email in, and then on citation format, select whatever citation format that I'm using for my project. So if I'm using APA, I want to make sure I select that. Please make sure you select that. If you do not do that, it will not send you the citation. Then what will happen is the system will email you. You will get a PDF of that article, a permanent link to the article, and a clean citation. So let me explain what some of those things are to you. Okay, I can go in and look at the citation. Let's just look at it real quick. I can click here and I can scroll down and it does give me a nice citation here. So what I'll tell you is all of our products at GGC have a citation generator. But since these are computer generated, you definitely want to double check them because often what I see is capitalization and punctuation errors. So as I'm scrolling through here, just kind of looking at this one, this citation is pretty decent. What I do see is this P right here after the colon should be capitalized because we're using sentence case structure. Other than that, it looks like a pretty good citation. However, if I copy and paste this citation from here, I'm going to get kind of a funky font and a grayish hue in the background. So this is another reason I want you to email the article to yourself, because I'll get a clean citation that I can just copy and paste and make any corrections to. Okay, so that is the citation generator there. Also, permalink. I mentioned that if you email it to yourself, you will get a permanent link to the article. This is really, really important. So if I want to send this article to a professor, a student, anyone, I will click here. This generates the permanent link to the article, so I can go up here and grab that. I can copy and paste it and send it. Now, if I've emailed it, I've also gotten a permanent link to the article. This is really important. Anyone that you send the article to, though, will have to have GGC access in order to access that article. But what happens frequently during the semester, I will get emails from students and professors, and they will say, I found this great article, but the link I copied doesn't work. So what happens sometimes is students and professors will send me the search link to the URL search link at the very top of the page. I don't think you can see it here, but there is a URL at the top of the page with the search, and what happens is when that search is over, that link is no longer valid. So make sure if you're going to send it to someone, you grab the permanent link. This is very, very important. Okay. Also notice there's different features on a lot of our databases. Many of them have the listen to feature. So if you don't want to read the article, or if you don't have time to, or if you learn better by listening and reading at the same time, then you can go and listen to this article. That's a great option. Okay. Also, you can just go in and I can view the PDF of the article here. This is super easy to do. I'll just click on it and then the article automatically generates for me, and then I can start reading the article and searching the article for the things that I need. So that's just a general way to go in and search for articles. Another reason also that I want you to email the article to yourself is that often when we go in and search for things, what'll happen is you may not remember the words you used to search. You may not remember which database you use. So just make it easy on yourself. Go ahead and email it, and then if you don't want the email later, you can simply just delete it. So let me go back to my result list, and I want to show you some other features that are available to you that will help you when you're conducting research. Okay. So in any of our databases, one thing that you can always do is you can create an account and save your research inside of it. So you would just go in and log into that account. So that's something that you can do for any database. Okay. Also, one feature that's available is it has a search history at the top. So I can click this, and if you are having to track your search history for for an assignment or for some research that you're doing, I can go in and see all the searches that I conducted. It tells me the words that I used, what those results were. So that gives me a nice little history of that. And I'm going to go back to my main search page. Okay, so this was the article, and then I'm going to take it back to my result list here. It's just moving a little bit slow for me today. And then as I scroll up to the top of the page, other things that you can do, I have this share button. This will be at the top of your search results. I can click on this share button, and there's different things that I can do. I can add my first 20 results to a folder if I've logged in and created an account. It's free to create an account if you'd like to do that. I can add my search terms to a folder. I can set up an email alert. If I really like this topic and want to continue the research, then I can receive an email every time something is added to this particular search, and then go in and look at those results. I can even set up an RSS feed if I'd like to do that. One thing that's the simple thing to do also is this creates a permanent link to my search. So I can go in and copy and paste this link and email it to myself, and then the next time I want to conduct this search, I click on my link, and then it takes me exactly to where I was searching, and it's going to generate those search results for me. So I'm just waiting. So here's my search results that I had. Now pay attention, sometimes when you do this, some of your limiters it may not include them. Sometimes, occasionally, it will knock them off. So I see what happens on this one. It did take out my academic journals, so I can just simply add that in. Just pay attention, and if your results look slightly different, I just added that back in, and just make sure that I have my English on, and then I'm back to that original search result list. But that is a great way to go in and save your research. It will save you so much time, and you can pick up where you left off. Okay, so that's a quick little demo on that, and it's going to be a similar experience in any database that you might use in GGC. Okay, so I am back on the library homepage. I do want to show you some research guides. So as we have research guides for different subjects and for different specific classes. So for instance, if let's say your topic, your subject, you work in business or you're doing business research. So we have different research guides for that. So we have a specific business resource research guide, and then we have specific ones for certain classes. This will help you along the way if you're in a specific class, and there's a research guide for that. There's some other guides that I want to show you as we scroll along. There's one on citations, so of course that's going to be really important. So we have one very in-depth one on APA citation, but we've got our citation quick links here. So this gives you citation quick links to the major citation styles. So you can go in and look at these, and these will assist you. So if my project is requiring MLA, this gives me quick links and helps places to go to help me with my citations. If you are truly struggling with your citations, the Academic Enhancement Center is happy to help you build those citations and review them for you. Also, if you're looking for a citation or reference manager, we recommend Zotero. It is an open source citation manager product. It's free to have an account. It's a really cool thing to do, and you can store your citations there, which is great if you want to go back and reference past research and articles that you've used. There is a video here that shows you how to use Zotero Reference Manager, and there's other tutorials available as well. So I do want to point that out. I'm going to go back to the library research guide. So we just looked at the citation guide. We have another data guide called Database Tutorials. You can click here. So a lot of the databases at GGC, some of the ones that are commonly used, we have a page for each one of those, and you can go in and look at the tutorials specifically. So if I was using CNOL Complete, this database, I can link straight to the database from here, but then I can scroll through here and look at different tutorials that are going to help me use that database better. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my library research guides. The next thing I'm going to show you is ebook collections. So we have a vast number of ebook collections. You'll find that our library has more ebooks than in-print books. These are amazing, and you can go in and use them, and they're just so easy to access. So let's just show you one real quick. There is a video down here on how to find and access ebooks, but let's say I wanted to use eBook Central. That's one of my favorite ebook databases, and let's just go in and see. Maybe there's something on ChatGPT. So let's just put in ChatGPT real quick and see what happens. I just want to show you how easy. So this one, I did not come up with a lot. Did I spell it right? Hold on. Okay, let's change subjects. So let's just put in higher education and learning. I just didn't have. So this gives me quite a vast result list. As I scroll through here, I can go in and select the specific years that I want published. So if I want to see all the books that have been published in 2022 and 2023, I can click on that. And then I can go in, I want to limit this to owned and subscribed by my library, and then it just gives me a book listing. I can go through here, maybe I want to limit those to English, and maybe I'm looking at education specifically, so that helps me narrow that down. So if I found a book I wanted to use, these are all very current. I can click on this. It will give me a description of the book. You can download the book, or you can go in and just read it online. I typically just do that. To me, it's just easier, and I've already accessed this ebook. It just shows you how easy it is to go in and find an ebook. I can search within that book if there's a specific terminology I'm looking for, and that will take me straight to that place in the book. This shows me every place where higher education and learning is mentioned in this book already, so I can click here, and this just goes in and it will show me where to find those things. So here's education. Here's the word education. So anyhow, they're very easy to use, so I do recommend ebooks. They're wonderful. So if you need help, please contact a librarian for that. So we're going to go back and look at the library research guides. I just wanted to point out a few research guides that are available to you. Again, scroll through here, look for the subject area that you're interested in, and you can go in and use those. So we have research guides for all sorts of content areas, so please take advantage of those. And again, there may be a specific research guide for a class. So let me go back to the library website. Gill Find Catalog. Let me explain this. So we're going to go look at the Gill Find Catalog. This is where you would look for books, ebooks, and videos. So we can search our Gill Find Catalog. And so let's go stick with ChatGPT and see what's available. Okay, we're going to do a search. Oh, remember I mentioned course reserves. If we wanted to see what was available in course reserves, we could click here. Okay, so we're just looking at Georgia Gwinnett College to see what's available on ChatGPT. And I'm just waiting on that. Oh, I've just now clicked. Okay, so once we get here, these are going to all be current. I can limit my results to videos or books or audio, so it depends on what I'm looking for. So let's go in and just look at those books. So if I just wanted books, I would click here, and this will give me the listing of books available on my specific topic, and then I can go in and access any one of those that I'm interested in. So if I didn't want to look at books, I could take that off, and then I could go in and look at videos. So I can click on videos, and then this will take me to videos that are available on this particular topic as well, and I can scroll through and access any of those that I'm interested in. So maybe I'm interested in one of these, and I'll just click on it, what happens is this is the database it's available to. Let me just show you how easy it is to go in and access that. And then I'm connecting through this specific database, and it already automatically takes me to that video. And then when I'm ready to play it, I just play it. So it's super easy and great to do. I just would play it here, and then I can stop that. So anyhow, it's all of our products and everything that's available are just so super easy to use. It does have a citation tool. I can make a clip. All of our streaming videos give the ability to make your own specific clip of that video if you'd like to just play a certain segment of it, or if you want to have an intro on a presentation and play like a 30-second clip or something like that. So they're really wonderful. Librarian would be happy to assist anyone with that. So that just kind of shows you how you can further limit. There's other ways to go in and limit your search here. Also, let's go in and look at library account. So you can go in and look at your library account. So it's just going to have me log in here. I'm already connected to the GGC resources, so my name, I'll come over here to look at my library account, and then I can go in and access it. If I have anything out for loan, it will generate and show me here. If I happen to owe any fines, it would be here. If there was anything I requested, it would show me the history. So it just shows me all of that, and we do not keep a list of items for checkout for privacy reasons either. So just so that you know that. So I just wanted to express that to you. So anyhow, that would be how I go in and access my library account. Again, let's take this back. If I did not find what I needed through GGC GilFind, I could also search the University System of Georgia. And this is how I would go in and perhaps borrow something from Gil Express through the University System of Georgia on ChatGPT. So that's how I would do that. I would just change this from Georgia Gwinnett College to University System of Georgia, and then I can go in and see what else might be available for me to borrow elsewhere. So I'm just going to go back to the library main page, and we've already talked about my library account. Material purchase requests. If you come across some type of item that you think our library would benefit from, please go in and submit a materials purchase request. We do look at those, so we'd be happy to consider that, adding that to the library if funds are available. So that is how you would just go in and complete that form. So this just gives you an overview of the library website and the products and features that are available to you. Please contact the library. Please come in and see us if you are on campus. Please feel free to contact the library, and we would be happy to assist you with all of your resource needs while at Georgia Gwinnett College. Have a great semester.